Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Civilization 7, where we're playing as Blackbeard, aka Edward Teach. And we are pretty deep into the exploration era, just like I was deep in your... Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into things and get things started off. So we are in the midst of like a variety of different pillaging expeditions. And we're going to want to keep that up because it's worth a lot of resources for us, as well as experience on our commanders, should we want to go for a autocracy domination-y victory. Now, Providence over here has grown, and this is one of my towns in distant lands. So it is a bit of a question as to how we want to set this up. I do believe we want to get this extra treasure resource up, because the number of treasure resources we have is going to improve the amount of treasure fleets that will generate from here. And looks, we've improved some tea. Awesome. So we've unlocked some new stuff. Newport has grown as well. And I believe we have all the treasure resources online in here. No, actually, we're missing a tea. So let me grab that tea right there. That's going to mean we get more treasure out of that, because one of our major goals is actually to try and fill out this economic legacy path. Let's have a look here. We've got a heavy archer. Oh, Let's go to sleep. We'll bring this treasure convoy back. And we've got this treasure convoy back as well. We can send this Carrack down back the way it came. So I think I'm at war, or I'm ready to go to war with Tecumseh. So I could go explore his coastline to see if maybe we want to declare war on him. Now, taking a look at Jieshi here, this sloop has been battered. I wanted to get this guy here because I wanted to do a raiding party on this to gain a treasure fleet. So mission accomplished on that front. We definitely want to kill this trebuchet if we can. And honestly speaking, generally, we want to just kill the trebuchets if at all possible to prevent our enemies from dealing damage to us. But yeah, we've stole some treasure here from this silver, and we'll do that again. So the cycle of exploited wealth. We can gain a sloop or +2 migrants. I'll take a sloop. A sloop is fine. I have this fleet heading down southwest. Why don't you join up there, and then we'll move you this way. Hopefully we can get some nice loot here if I do a little coastal raid on this tile right there. Beautiful. Pillaging the salt pit, grabbing ourselves a nice chunk of 120 gold. Now, the wild expedition down to the chocolate sugar factory is about to land. I don't remember what the tile was that I had planned. I think it was this tile right here, because it maintains a lot of the coast. All right, let me pick this sloop up. I'll pick this Carrack up. Anyone who's a little bit too wounded to keep fighting, we'll just kind of pick them up. Yeah, we don't care about capturing Ravenna. We were just here to pillage, really. We do care about killing enemy Carracks. So let's shoot you twice to soften you up, and then maybe we can kill you with the sloop. That way we get the gold. Didn't quite manage it, but we can retreat to a safe distance. And then we'll just shoot you, I guess. Chevaliers. I think... Are these tiles already pillaged? It's kind of annoying when you have a ship selected, you can't tell. Yeah, they're already pillaged. You can't pillage the Tomb of Askia. I would like to pillage the Moss. Let's get you over here. Okay, so yeah, we've got a little bit of bombardiering to do. Let's prioritize killing the trebuchet. We'll do a little coastal raid there. And a little coastal raid there for health. We'll pillage that tile. There's also these tasty tiles to be pillaged. Lovely. Let's see. Can you get in there and pillage this for health? You need to pillage... Oh, you can't pillage that. Never mind. Make sure we get our experience on these ships. We want to get these level ups as much as possible. So we've got logistics filled out. Let's grab bombardment at a higher level. That will allow us to shoot from further, generating more experience. I could chase this Carrack down. I'm not gonna. I think we're going to play it safer on Gades while we wait for reinforcements to come. We do have a couple of ships in the nearby area working their way over. Lovely. So there's the Havana Harbor. Beautiful. You gotta watch that. I love this. I always loved the aesthetic of like a giant boat on land in a harbor, but this one's actually getting launched. That's really cool. Oh man, look at all this, the sparkles of gold and the cannons. That's beautiful. Awesome. Love it. So we can get +1 science on science buildings. We can gain a relic from education. That's perfect. Now we did want a certain number of relics. We have Port-au-Prince is ready to grow. We don't have any more treasure to pick up here, but we may as well pick up resources. Similarly, over here in Charlotte Amalie, you have grown. We have 1 treasure resource online right now. We have 2 more available. Let's grab that gold. Gold is great because it gives, what is it again? +1 gold and happiness in all settlements. That's 14 gold and 14 happiness for us right now. It's really good. In terms of technology, there's not that long left in the age. And we kind of talked a little bit about we want to get at least some of these enlightenment bonuses, but if we could get some relics from technology, that would be great as well. Now, we do also have a religion that we can kind of like convert city-states with. It's just not like a huge priority right now. There's another relic available at architecture, and it's a question of, do we want to rush for that, or do we want to take the time and pick up stuff like machinery for food, or, you know, feudalism for food. We've got happiness at heraldry. Like, we don't have castles, which is a lot of influence in production. You know, what really matters to us? And I kind of like urban planning, especially because it gives an extra specialist limit. So I'm tempted to rush for urban planning, or at the very least head down the architecture direction. But I may stop off for some of these. I feel like the food on fishing boats and food buildings is at least worth getting. That's a lot of food for us in our empire. Okay, we have a leader attribute available, so this is an economic point. We have the gold per age. We have the gold from mastery text. We have the gold from trade routes. We have purchasing. We have imported resources. Extra resource capacity is pretty decent. It might be worth it for us to pick up extra gold on resources. Like, that adds up. I don't think we care about like alliances or resource capacity right now. So let's just go for more raw gold. We have a very, very strong gold income. Coming into Newport, we finished the Havana Harbor. My plan was to inject a ton of gold into this city to build it up. Like, the shipyard here would be a great pickup. And I did actually want to build a shipyard on the wharf in the southwest, or southeast rather, because it would get extra adjacency from this. And this just felt like a really good place to put it. So we'll buy the shipyard there, and then I'll buy the wharf there too. And that's going to be a really nice place to put that. But then I may as well just build the naval arsenal. Let's deposit some treasure. Lovely. Getting our treasure fleet points and our gold from that. I believe you get 100 gold per treasure fleet point, which is wonderful. Ooh, we could get a gold resource here. I do like that. So this carrack got pretty heavily damaged. I think I'll pull it to the left. Oh, no, never mind. Let me go ahead and deposit it inside my buccaneer here. Change of plan. We are going to pillage this, however. We're not really interested in capturing the district so much as we are about like pillaging for the gold. I do want my buccaneer to be over here as well. Make sure we kill that Treb. It's also good if we take out the Lancer and the carrack in the city. But yeah, we want to get more treasure out of this. So we'll keep on moving that direction. Let's go ahead and pillage this tile for gold. Then we'll do a coastal raid for health on you. We have a buccaneer on the way. And a couple of carracks that we can start pounding the city with. I lost a unit. I think it was the Soakman. I think it got killed by like a carrack or something. Yeah. Let's make sure we kill that trebuchet because it's going to be the source of a lot of damage on our units. We also want to kill that crossbowman if we can. Perfect. Let's coastally raid right there. We'll naval attack here. You have a coastal raid available for your healing. Keep on blasting. Start taking out that Chevalier. Don't think there's much left on this coast for us to pillage. Oh, there's a Mott over here. And there is 2 buildings here if we were to take them out. So, well, we can't get in there because that's not, yeah. We could take out the city center and the granary that's in there. I love how much experience we're getting on our boats as we raid these shores. We can coordinate an attack on these carracks though down here, and we should be able to capture one, which will get us some money, but also set us up for a potential kill on this carrack as well. Lovely exploration is happening. I need to get these cogs into this territory to get healed up and promoted. All right, new turn, new decisions. Leptis has grown. And if I were to make a specialist tile, it would probably be right there. Can't remember which one has the highest adjacencies. This one's not terrible. This one's actually really good too. It has like really good adjacency. So maybe we'll try it. San Juan has grown. 1, 2, 3. We would like to get those crabs, so I will grow towards the crabs. Hadrometum has finished building a merchant. Yeah, we definitely want to trade with Kath and a Euthia. How much would it be to buy a merchant? They're really expensive, but it's nice to not have to build them. In terms of shipyards, we've got a +3. There's a 4 adjacency. not great in there. That's like a lake with some navigable rivers. So weird. Yeah, I think the play here, I mean, well, we would like to build our haven. So let's make that happen because that's going to help us with gold. I think we get a gold buff. I don't know how the treasure resource thing works, but in theory, it'd be great if I could see, like, where's the gold coming from? You know? It's just really hard to tell. We're gonna need to start thinking about spreading our religion, the drowned man. Now, can you, sir, do a raiding party for me? Yes. So he can do that a few times, actually. We have now captured Gieshi's capital location. I mean, we could capture this city if we, or this town, or this settlement if we really wanted to. I don't think I really want to, but it is an option. All right, little pillage there. Let's move you here and do another pillage for healing. We'll bring our commander here, and then we'll vomit out all of our units on the enemy fortress. And we can start blasting. We're even getting experience and levels. Beautiful. Yeah, we definitely want the extra range bonus. Beautiful. Eventually, that'll lead to the splash attack ability. Come on now. Yeah, I know I'm settling above my limit, but this city is just too juicy not to settle. I don't know what that little... It's not connected to the capital via trade network. Okay, that's actually really useful to know. Now, speaking of trade network, that's something we're going to want to get done. So let's grab that sugar. Then we're going to build... And wait, sugar is a treasure, right? So it'll provide empire-wide bonuses. Food and happiness, doubled in homelands. Lovely. So what we're going to do is we want to get to this little bay right here, I think. This like little bay. So let's build our saw pit plus our brickyard. Then we'll build our harbor. And now it's connected to the trade network. And when we have money, we'll continue to expand and develop this place. Okay, so Patavium is still a place of conflict. There's lots of potential experience available from fighting as well as pillaging. Beautiful. We definitely want to pillage this. Do a little coastal raid right there. Boom, boom. We want to pillage this as well. So we'll have you stay still. We'll just chip away as we pillage everything we can get our grubby little pirate paws on. We managed to promote this buccaneer. Let's have a look here. Extra range is awesome. So let's do that. This guy has also been promoted, so let's go for the bombardment splash damage. Command radius bonuses are awesome, so now he can apply his abilities in a larger field. There's not a whole lot for us to get pillage-wise in this area, but there is a lot of potential for experience gain here. And so that's going to be our main objective for now. Beautiful exploration. Oh, we found a lovely little reef atoll here. I definitely want to pick up this coastal edifice. Very cool. Oh, hello. We can do a raiding party here. Now, yeah, we're preparing for an attack on this whole area here. Hopefully we can get a bit of money and resources out of doing all this. But also, it's just kind of fun to be a pirate. Like, that's one of the things I really do feel like they've nailed with this gameplay style is I am having a lot of fun. Not because like this is very powerful or this is like a really strong strategy, but because the act of being a pirate is fun. And I think that's what Civ is about. Civ isn't about like, oh, you pulled off this super powerful, awesome strategy that gave you such as, like, that is fun. But what fundamentally, to me, what Civ is about is like that the process of playing the game, of just living the fantasy of like being the ruler or whatever in like historical Greece, like that process in of itself is just fun. And I think that's like the fundamental unit of judgment that I use on whether or not like a Civ game is good. And this is fun. It's fun to run around and be a pirate. Like they nailed it, and I want more of this. Not necessarily piracy, but like stuff that is just fun to do. Like just the act of playing is fun, and I'm having a great time. You know, I will say we're pretty deep into the age, and like the sheer number of piracy actions like I'm doing with my units. So he's looking for peace. I don't actually want peace. There's cartography. The sheer number of actions I'm taking is kind of like blah, blah, blah. So there's +1 food on food buildings, +1 food on fishing boats. That's great. We're going to take 250 happiness. We could go for farms and pastures and plantations. I mean, growth is really good for specialists, so maybe we should pick up that growth, especially because it's only a 2-turn tech, right? So we got our guild hall in Carthage, which means we have a ton of these influence points if we need them. I think part of it was hoping to improve our trade relations with Mongolia loves me. And weirdly, so does Lafayette. Although I think Lafayette is getting absolutely murked by Benjamin Franklin. Anyway, so we got a guild hall in here. What's going to be important to build? I think I would like merchants. I would like missionaries. I would like all those things. What am I researching? Reformation? Yeah, I think it's time to start mass buying missionaries in Newport and spreading our religion. Tempted to build the temple. That's a really high happiness temple right there. I think I would rather go for the high adjacency on culture, but I will build the temple over here because it gets at least one adjacency. In terms of specialists, I'm okay with putting it on. I was going to build up a really strong science tile here, wasn't I? Yeah, university was meant to go there. Well, I need to get my religion spreading, so it's fine. We'll prioritize the religion spreading stuff. Could settle a settler. Unless I have a really good treasure location, I don't think I'm going to bother settling my settlers, just because I'm kind of at my settlement limit. Culture is hard for me to get, so I'll take the culture on this event. We managed to get ourselves some treasure that we're going to go ahead and run off home. Beautiful. Great job, Buccaneer. I'm going to add some support to Medina here to bring this down to a way faster amount of time, just because we have the influence and we're not really using it for anything else. All right, treasure deposit. Lovely. There's a fleet point, a treasure fleet point. We've got some treasure streaming away from this location. Okay, so in Quirigua, I'm going to grab my sloops and deposit them in this ship and take out my ranged units. And mostly we're attacking the city because it's a huge potential for experience. We just picked up like 30 XP or whatever from just shooting the city. Let's make sure we kill off enemy units where possible to satisfy our bloodlust. You're going to shoot and then get deposited inside a commander. We have a trebuchet we'd like to get rid of. I love that the splash damage is ruining other people's days as well. There's not really much left for... I mean, I guess we could head up to Hecata and pillage that with my sloops. I mean, we've already done all the pillaging that makes sense to do over here. At this point, it's an experience farming expedition. Do a little piracy. Get ourselves some more level ups. There we go. There's Bombard and +1 command radius. Beautiful. You may not like it, but this is what peak piracy looks like. Potential chance here to catch an enemy Carrack. Beautiful. We caught him. Let's head up this way. Can we coastally raid for some XP? Give me that. Some healing. Beautiful. Yeah, I just think that this is like... It's very hard to deal with ships that are generating gold and health from... like getting naval superiority. Like that's really difficult. And the fact that I'm able to flip ships to my side as well is like super strong. Okay, we love the guild stay. Let's take 20% gold for 10 turns. I'm going to go for movement and charges for missionaries. That's going to be really useful, especially as we continue to purchase missionaries. Holy crap, is that a 7-charge convoy? That's nutty. So Leptis has built its wharf. We definitely want to build a university. We also want to build a kiln. But I do think that a +12 university here is really strong, so we'll get to work on that. Let's make sure we get our treasure out. Pillage that sawmill. There's another pillage here worth a bit of cash. Let's give ourselves another treasure fleet. I think we've spawned all the treasure that we can from this silver. I love the fact that you can spawn treasure with them. That's a really cool gameplay mechanic. Since we're done with this, let's just raid it now for gold and we'll kind of carry on our merry way. We've taken our fill in damage on this Buccaneer and its fleet. So I'm going to pull him back to get those guys healed up. I'm going to heal them inside him because it's just simpler. Coastal raid. Excellent. Let's get up here and start raiding for gold as well. Beautiful. We'll be able to rip apart this coastline. It's kind of important to generate experience. I want to have extremely high leveled naval commanders, if at all possible. So I'm going to keep pumping damage into these locations. But I am getting close to being done with blasting this guy's coastline and finally moving on with my life. Now, did I purchase another missionary up here in Newport? I did. Okay, so I don't need to purchase another. Let's grab this coastal edifice here. I can get a galleon. I'll just take the influence. That's fine. I don't want to lose a bunch of turns of resource production. Oh, look at all this juicy, pillageable land. I mean, did you see this? Look! Oh my goodness. So we definitely need to pillage for health. Found a shipwreck over here. This will fully heal the unit. Not that that matters because my ship is already fully healed. I'm going to park you there as a little naval controller. Blast this. Boom. Pillage. Get him. I want to kill this catapult purely on principle. Literally my only reason. But then I'm basically done here because if I pillage this, I'll capture the city and I just don't want to capture it because I would have to raise it and I don't want to have to raise it because that's not part of my game plan. What I could do, like if I wanted to be like a true Pog Lord, is capture it and use it, but I don't want to do that. That sounds like just eh. All right, gives a look here. So we've got the medieval bridge, we've got the +1 food on farms and pastures and plantations. We've met a new civ. It is Catherine the Great of Bulgaria. Give her you know what? Let's give her a friendly greeting. You know what? Why not? At this point, I've been such a demonstrable bastard to everyone on the map. Why not be friendly for once? So Newport is ready for a specialist. I can't half remember which of the good tiles right now. Maybe that's one of them. The Inn Bazaar. It is a +3 adjacency coastal tile, so it's not terrible. Let's go for it. Port Royal has grown as well. We have this sugar. We could grab this wine, and wine is fantastic because of the extra bonus culture you get during celebrations. That's really powerful. 10 culture during celebrations. That's 100 culture every celebration. Like that's the way that you should think about that, right? Celebration lasts 10 turns. It makes your celebrations happen faster and gives you 100 culture every celebration. Like that's really damn strong. If you phrased it that way, whew. I don't necessarily know if we need to go for mastery of heraldry, but I am going to go for architecture so that we can get the menagerie in the pavilion. Partially because we want this relic and partially because we want urban planning for the extra specialist locations. Now, in Thanay, we just finished the university, which means we have a decent science tile. We have a +3 culture tile here, but that would require us to build out that way. So I'm thinking if I put as much as like this is just clearly a better coastal building, if I put this one here, it's only a food and happiness building. It's not the end of the world if I put it right there, and it will get us access to those juicy mountain tiles. And then we'll put another specialist on the science building there. We're up to 29 yield. What is it that we actually have to get to for this? It's 40. So with another specialist, maybe with a bit of science boost, we might be able to get there. And now just involves mass moving my fleets to their destinations. Just getting as much pillaging going as possible. Getting experience and kills as well because they make me happy. 1, 2, 3. Killing the bad guys. 1, 2. Boom. There's a nice treasure fleet turn in, which is going to grab us that lovely milestone bonus. So we've got our very first milestone. Beautiful. I think we're done with Jieshi. In fact, weirdly enough, I think someone captured Jieshi and it wasn't me. They did not find me on the counter. It wasn't me. Right, we've got treasure fleets flowing out behind our regular fleets as we continue on here to explore and pillage and destroy. Sailing up the river. It could be worth it to try and fight. I mean, Tecumseh, there's a lot of resources for us to pillage here. Like we've got a bunch of coastals, we've got a bunch of coastline. It's not a bad pillage area, honestly. If we really, if we put our minds to it, we can do it. All right, let's get down here and we'll convert Charlotte Amalie. Did they change how the system worked with the rural urban stuff? The rural urban stuff, I found it just kind of annoying, really. Seems like they've changed it. So now we're going to convert Carthage. Let's make sure we continue to purchase our missionaries. I think like a lot of ideas in Civ 7, it was a cool idea executed kind of in a way that just wasn't very fun. And that sums up how I feel about a lot of the stuff that's in Civ 7. Is that there's a lot of really cool ideas that just aren't quite there on the implementation side of things. You get over there and pillage. So we've got a cog down here. Let's take him out. There we go. Oh yeah, go ahead and spawn some treasure for me. All right, beautiful. We have access to rationalism as well as religious orders. Now, rationalism is going to give us 15% science and gold for our own cities that are converted to our religion. And religious orders is going to give us 15 culture and happiness in our own cities that are converted to our religion. So this is just a great way for us to pump up our eco here. I don't think commune is very useful. Merry life is nice. We haven't been doing a whole lot of purchasing, so we could drop Gaulos and grab rationalism and religious orders, which is going to help our sim a lot once we actually start spreading our religion to our cities. Right now we don't actually have our religion in our cities, but we're working on it. Oh yeah, look at that. Deposit 7 treasure fleet points. God, that was juicy. I know some people like save them up and drop them all on like the last turn of the age or whatever, but that's not me. Okay, choose a civic. I wouldn't mind grabbing the enemy of all nations. Nobody built the House of Wisdom. Oh no, it has been built. El Escorial has been built. Basically all the wonders have been built except for Notre Dame. There's a relic over here. There's a relic here. There's a relic here. I think I'll probably go to Inspiration Society Mastery so that we can get that relic right there. Plus the settlement limit isn't bad either. I want that relic. So we'll start going that direction. In Hadramedum, we built our naval arsenal, so our gold income is like absolutely insane. So we could continue to develop our economy here. I wouldn't mind building a shipyard. Okay, so that's a 3 adjacency plus 1 food. That's a 3 adjacency. I think I'll take the 3 adjacency with the food on it. And then I will put the wharf right beside that. Just kind of pushing the city's production up. I definitely want to build my university. There's a nice adjacency tile right there. Happiness is low in here, so we should build our temple. We have a +2 temple right here. So let's build that temple. Plus it'll help us with religion. In terms of adjacency, I think I'll start building up my science adjacency, guys. That's going to be our main priority. J-Riz is being annoying, trying to move units out into the water. Let's just try and make sure that he gets the picture that I am the one who is in command of the seas. I'm annoyed that he stole the Grey Lighthouse from us. Old Benjamin Franklin. Up to no good. All right, coastal raid on that. You get up here. I want you to do a little coastal raid on this. I don't think there's anything else nearby that we can coastally raid. I guess you could shoot this guy. It's worth 120 gold every coastal raid we pull off. I wonder if they've done their repairs over here. We can go check on them. All right, let's scoop this sloop into this buccaneer so he gets the bonus speed next turn. And we'll shimmy forward with our units. Take a shot and a shot. Move forward. We get that kill. Lovely. Stole a boat. That's what we like to see. Shot and killed an enemy ship over here, grabbing a cog. A significant number of my fleet is stolen, which is very impressive. And shooting this Lancer over here got me another level on my Buccaneer. So we can get the bombardment ability plus the +1 range on command radius. Maybe we can kill this cog here. Nah, looks like we just barely failed to kill him. That's fine. I've got a ton of missionaries heading out. I think I can buy one more missionary. Then aside from that, I think we're good on missionaries for converting. Carthage has grown. And we've got some good specialist tiles actually building up. Let's go ahead and pump up that science specialist. In Hadramedum, I think we'll pump up the science specialist as well. In Providence, city has grown. We've got 1, 2, 3 treasure resources. There's another treasure resource down here that I want to grab. I think I'll grab those whales first because then I can grow to it. Go ahead and convert Thanay. And then we've got Carthage fully converted. Oh, I see. It only shows 1 if it's fully converted. That actually, I like that simplification of the UI. That's actually a major improvement in the usability of the UI. I like it. I love how these kind of strings of atolls and things look. I think it looks beautiful. They've done a great job making it look fantastic. One thing I don't like is I much prefer how the ocean looks here on the right compared to like this shiny ocean on the left. You see this? This just looks like visual noise, whereas this looks really, really clean. Like on a technical level, yes, your reflection on the gel-like substance that is the ocean is like technically very impressive. But when zoomed out at this level, oh God, it just looks terrible over here. Like that just looks awful. Like when it's the focus in the center of the screen, it looks great. But I want the whole screen to look more... Oh God, I hate it. Look at this. This is terrible. I hate this so much. When I'm here, this is beautiful. This is Gordon Ramsay. You know, you're gorgeous, darling. Over here, this is Jesus Christ. Put it down. What is happening? Beautiful, lovely. I even love this without the little specular lights. That looks gorgeous. Anyway, so it looks like we found Charlemagne's territory. Charlemagne. Not sure what I'll do with that information. If he has juicy coastlines, I might pillage him. I did see a couple of trebuchets around here, which made me wary. Do a little coastal raid. Yes. Give me all that gold. Okay, retreat little cog. Shoot that settler, maybe bait him into attacking. I mean, at this point, I feel like I've pillaged everything I can pillage. There's nothing really left for me here. I do wish I could like turn on a map mode of like, I wish there was like a devastation map mode where I could see like, this is everything you've destroyed. That would be sick. Map modes, man. Give us more map modes. The people want map modes. Put a comment on the video if you want map modes. God, now that I see this horrible reflection on the ocean, I don't know how to stop it. I don't like, what do I... Machiavelli wants peace. I don't want peace. Inca wants peace. I don't want peace. Port-au-Prince has grown. We don't have any more treasure to pick up here. I would like to pick up the crabs, though. So I'll grow towards the crabs. Yeah, I know we have I could probably optimize my empire by assigning resources, but like, come on, man. Like, who's going to bother? So in theory, Port-au-Prince is now leveled up enough to get a specialization, but don't care. With nothing left to pillage, I think I'm just going to leave. I would just be farming experience at this point, which, you know, isn't a terrible thing, but like, it isn't terribly interesting to do. Like, occasionally I'll have like ships float on through some of these places. And there's not much left to pillage. You know, Alexander saw the end of the world and he wept for there was no more world to pillage. That's how that poem goes, right? All right, so we got some fresh meat over here, ready for the slaughter. We'll capture that boat. We'll set ourselves up for the same again. Good stuff. Oh, hey, a city-state. Let's befriend them. We'll pump a little bit of extra resources in. It'll take 20 turns to befriend them. We can get it down to 15, and we will. At this point, on an economic side of things, we've already got so much momentum that there's not a whole lot we can do to crowbar our empire in a different direction. So really, this is just about like managing the end of the age, making sure we hit our goals. So settlements in distant lands would be one of them.
And then converting them, ideally.
We're well on our way to our economic milestones. We would like to try to hit one cultural legacy point if we could. And we're working hard. I feel like I could hit all of these scientific legacy points. It's on the cards. It's what I'm working on. I just don't know if I'm... It's a process, right? We're in the process. It doesn't happen automatically. It just takes some time. So we lost a treasure fleet over here. It was only a one value treasure fleet, so I don't care about losing it. We can get 2 sloops or money. I'll take the 2 sloops. That's fine. I like that. Losing treasure gets you a narrative event that makes you stronger. Let's pick up these crabs. Plus 2 food on warehouse, really useful for us supercharging the growth in a particular location if we wanted to. I'm going to grab the Niter as well because it's plus 1 combat strength on naval units. Even though I would like the horses for the trade fleets, the Niter will make a big difference too. We've got Prussia unlocked thanks to improving the Niter. I could choose production in Carthage. We did finish the temple. We would like to purchase some missionaries in here now. Now that we have that temple, I would also really like to build the university. I'm going to use my gold to buy a shipyard. There's a plus 2 shipyard right here on this navigable river floodplain, which would be nice because it would also allow us to actually build across this river. So I am going to put that right there. It's plus 2 adjacency. Lovely. And then we'll grab ourselves the wharf as well, just to make that better. Then in terms of actual construction, I mean, I would love to build a sawmill and the grist mill, but let's have a look. Yeah, I think the thing to build here is the university. We have a plus 16 science on this tile, which should easily skyrocket it up to the intended yields. Now, that has given us extra space for specialists. I'll put a specialist on you. Beautiful. Thanay has grown, or has finished its inn, and we needed that for we needed that to get access to these mountain areas. So I'm going to build the temple. I do want to build a wharf, though. That would be nice, but I'm going to prioritize the temple. Yeah, I need the temple for the happiness stuff and missionaries. In terms of specialist tiles, we have our science specialist tile. I think I'll start building up my eco specialist tile. This is like that nice coastal adjacency. Newport has built its naval arsenal. Let's grab its observatory here on this nice science tile. We can start building that up as well. Yeah, I have a ton of resources that I could redirect if I wanted to grow a city in particular, which Newport's probably a good candidate for this growth. Charlotte Amalie has grown to the point where we could buff it up. Grab that fishing key and the harbor in here. Boom. We'll put some gold into this later. Carrick is here. Let's deposit that treasure fleet. That's going to get us another milestone. So now we have Tap the Source, which gives us plus 2 gold per unique resource you have. It's not that good. We get a narrative choice. Ooh, the plague is a divine mercy or the plague is a divine punishment. Now, I don't really know what the difference is between these, but let's just say the plague is a divine mercy. Buildings improvements and districts and settlements that follow your religion are not damaged by minor outbreaks. Perfect. We're going to want to use our goal to pre-build some physicians around our empire. So that'll be something we want to work on. Okay. You may as well make use of these ships to gain experience. Scoop up the wounded. Blast this Carrack into death. Boom. Boom. Just trying to make my way downtown. Making my way downtown. Buccaneer has leveled up. So we have the full bombardment. It could be worth it to go for fortified districts and avoiding reciprocal damage. We definitely want to get our command radius merit badge. Engagement would be nice because the capstone ability of +5 combat strength when at full health allows you to snowball naval engagements. +3 combat strength for naval units within the command radius when attacking other naval units. Move after unpacking. Moving after unpacking is really valuable. It's one of those like super valuable abilities. So we'll grab it. Let's move you up here. That is so many trebuchets. So there's Aratim. Drop off our sloops because they have high mobility, meaning they're great for pillaging. I'm going to hang around here with my ships in a tight ball for the purpose of repillaging should they rebuild their coastlines. But aside from that, we're basically mission accomplished when it comes to building up, or rather when we're coming to this age, right? We've done all the pillaging we need to do. We eviscerated enemy territory. Really, I just need to get another couple of cities down and convert them to my religion. Like Providence needs to be converted. I have a guy on the way to do that. I also need to convert these places over here in the far west. All right, the Milian River has flooded, giving me some nice fertilization. We've unlocked architecture. That's going to give us access to the menagerie and the pavilion, two very useful buildings for happiness and culture. What's nice about this is it boosts camps and pastures, and this will boost your quarters with happiness too. So these are good late game. If I return some captured convoys, I could get Corsairs. I think I would rather just take the culture at this point. We're that deep into the game that culture, just like getting that last little bit of culture, is going to matter a lot to me. Happy to pick up inspiration. We'll just leave it there. Now we're working on society. Beautiful. The city of Leptis is ready to grow. I'll put a specialist on my coastal adjacency. That's going to get us our first scientific legacy point. Beautiful. It's all working out exactly as I was hoping. Coming into Newport, this is a city where maybe I should or shouldn't put specialists somewhere. I mean, there is so much production left out here that I feel like I kind of have to go grab it. Port Royal has grown. We would love to grab more sugar, so we'll start growing out this way. Local festival with Lafayette. Why, yes, please, sir. I will spend absolutely zero resources to get bonuses. Waiatu Kabuli is ready to be... Oh, so this is a diplomatic city-state. And that is actually a really interesting ability here. The demand tribute sanction. Target settlement with treasure resources. The owner of the settlement loses 20 gold per turn for the duration, and at the end of it, it'll create a treasure convoy worth 2 points when the action ends. That's really cool. That's a really cool gameplay mechanic. Happiness and happiness buildings, that's neat. Influence towards sanctions and endeavors for every diplomatic city-state you're suzerain of. Better espionage. Happiness and warehouse buildings, that one just feels like a gimme. It's a no-brainer pick. We go from 155 happiness to 227. Like, that's just a free happiness boost. Duty to one another is duty to the self. Diplomacy grows more powerful with the practice. That's actually fantastic. We could go for the influence per age on the palace or the raw happiness. That's +1, 2, 3 happiness. It's pretty damn good. I think I'm going to go for the happiness. So now we'll be up to 256 happiness, which is really strong. I would like to get architecture mastery. I don't really care about the culture on culture buildings, although that will be nice. More so, I'm interested in gaining the relic because we are now coming to the final stage of this age. There's up to 55 turns left with the potential for 10, 20, 25... 35 of those turns to be taken away. So we could see an age as short as 20 turns here, potentially. It's probably going to be somewhere between 25 and 50. Like, that's It's not going to be 20. It'll be somewhere in the middle. Let's spend a little bit of money on Port Royal to actually build it up. So I will buy some warehouse buildings in here. Let's get the granary as well and the sawmill. Build that sawmill right there. Plus, I would like to get the stone cutter. Now, Port Royal is actually an important city for a particular reason, so I'm actually going to put a crabs resource in there. Oh, I can't until we get a new resource. That's fine. I can actually use this opportunity to grab a resource and then switch. Yeah, I want to put a crab in here so that I can grow the city. Oh, it won't let me do it. Whatever. So we've converted Thanay. I would like to convert Ayutthaya because my religion will give me 2 relics whenever we convert a city-state. Now, coming into Carthage, I'm going to pre-purchase some physicians. And we're going to want to keep our eye out for the plague. I should start thinking about positioning my buccaneers for more settlements if I want to. We have the potential for up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more settlements over our current cap. So we could settle 3 more settlements without triggering any major penalties at the start of the next age. So perhaps we should consider, are there any really high quality locations nearby that we want to pop down some settlers? Like, I'm thinking definitely it would be nice to have a presence on this other island or on this other continent because, you know, trade routes, all that stuff. That to me feels like a decent move. I've got a trade route we can pillage. Oh, what are you? A galleon. Well, that's scary. We're not at war with this guy, but that doesn't mean we can't just blow his ships up for funsies. Emikusi has erupted, doing a bit of damage to Thanay. Let's go ahead and buy repair. We've got Thanay with looking for a specialist. I'm tempted to put a specialist in this tile. Maybe we can reach the high yields. Didn't quite manage it. We might be able to do more in the future. I'll quickly repair the camp in here. We built our temple in Hadramedum. Does that mean I can I purchase a missionary of the right religion here? Because I need to get San Juan and Port-au-Prince converted so that we have better standing in the military age progress. Okay, we don't have any more production buildings to build. I could build a menagerie to get a lot of happiness in here. Alternatively, if we grab the uni, I feel like this tile does immediately become the ultra souped up tile that we were looking for. So we'll grab the university. We're high on science. In fact, no, we're not top science, but we are up there. Catherine is double our science, but we're more or less beating everyone else on science. I mean, Catherine's abilities are just, you know, bonkers. That's just part of the game, man. I wouldn't mind settling somewhere over here. There's like furs we could make use of. It's a nice little coastal area. I mean, if I settled here, I would get 1, 2, 3. I wouldn't get these whales. 1, 2, 3. And there would be this crappy little gap tile here, which would frustrate me for the rest of the game. But this wouldn't be a terrible city because it would have a lot of nice resources. So I might send that settler up there to grab it. A lot of resources here in this city, and it would be a really nice coastal. I'm thinking... And it's on the other island, which has its own charm and appeal. So we converted Kath, which got us a couple of relics. Lovely. We are going to need more temples. I haven't seen any plagues just yet, so I think I've been pretty lucky. But luck won't hold forever. At a certain point, we'll have to do something. All right, another treasure fleet turn in. Out of curiosity, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 treasure fleets away from achieving a total victory on that front. Okay, we've got some galleons to capture. All right, little sloop. Get them. And then retreat into the commander. Let's get them. Get around the back of these guys and flank them to prevent them from fleeing. I do appreciate that the AI is smart enough to focus on building trebuchets to try and deal with my raiding fleets. I think I'm just going to maybe I should continue to fight over here. There is so much potential for ship capture. Capture 2 ships. We'll keep fighting over here. He's got some cogs. It's fine. I'll move this buccaneer up and this buccaneer up. We're in a kind of like overlapping formation. You can see we're kind of covering all of our zones. I definitely need more space for relics. And so for that reason, I want to build temples in a couple of my locations. Having 4 temples unlocks Siam, which is nice. But I want to build temples because as I start converting more of these city-states, I'm going to run out of space for those relics. So that's something to keep in mind. What do relics produce again? 2 culture, 2 happiness. That's not bad at all. Let's start converting Sabratan. Ayuthia, can I convert you? Yes, that's going to be another 2 relics. I'm not displaying one of them. So Sabratan, let me buy you a temple. Probably the best place for it is the one that gives a little bit of adjacency to our existing infrastructure. Excellent. That's going to allow us to put that in your temple. Beautiful. And that's going to trigger Tosh Kahana, getting us that beautiful +1 cultural or diplomatic legacy point in the next age. So from the culture point of view, we just need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're essentially halfway to a golden age. And if we could pull off that golden age, it would be fantastic because those are our lovely legacy points. We're currently standing on what looks like 13 legacy points, and I would like to get a lot more if we could. So we will keep chasing those legacy paths. All right, missionary in Providence, let's convert it. That's going to get us the non-sufficient Orbis number 2. That's +2 production for settlements in distant lands. Very nice kickstart to the next age, Land of Opportunity. So that's 2 military points. We can use gold and buccaneers to pump up to the 3rd one, and we would like to get that if we could. It would be nice. It would be groovy if we could get that. God, look at that. A 7-point treasure fleet spawned over there. God, that's beautiful. Newport, man. The Havana Harbor. It's such a cool building, man. Civ 7 is such a gorgeous game. It's just a shame that you play the game from this zoom out, and so you don't get to see the beauty of it. Because the game looks beautiful if you zoom in like this. Right? You zoom in like this, do this, gorgeous. From this distance, it kind of looks just okay. Like, and that sucks because like clearly they put so much effort into the art, and it's like, technically speaking, it's fantastic art, but I think just some of the details on the execution have left it, well, just not actually looking the part, which sucks. It must be so hard to get that balance right. It must be so hard. I have a habit of being like, they should just do this. They should have done it this way. I know, right? And I always have to remind myself that, like, listen, you're not a technical artist. You're not an art director. You don't have any experience in the industry. You know, you gotta be a little bit humble sometimes, even though I really do like, and here's the thing, I fully believe, and maybe this is that, you know, unearned confidence that being a, you know, average white guy, average white man, but I'm like, I think I could do that. I would struggle a little in the beginning, but I think I could do it. I think I could be the guy. I think I could do anything, because I don't really want to do that stuff. That's the thing. Which is like the classic, like, this is like toddler mentality. You know what I mean? Like, I could do whatever I want. I just don't wanna. Oh yeah, then do it then. It's like, I don't wanna do it. Yeah, you can't. That's what I thought. Anyway, we lost a cog. We're losing cogs that we're capturing, so it's like not that big of a deal to lose them. We will kill this guy and you. I would like to kill this cog. That would be a swell diddly owl. These so many kills. It's so fun. All that experience. Oh my god, Charlemagne is angry with me. What did I do, Charlemagne? I'm so sorry. What did I do? To kill your boats? Did I kill your boats? Are you upset about it? Are you gonna cry? Are you gonna cry because I killed your boats, Charlemagne? I never thought I would say the sentence, what are you gonna cry because I killed your boats, Charlemagne? What an incredible video game sentence right there. That's a top tier video game sentence. What are you gonna cry because I killed your boats, Charlemagne? It's like, yeah, I'm gonna cry because you killed my boats, mommy. My boats! They killed my boats! Oh, look at that galleon. Pow. Right in the kisser. Give him the blasts. Ooh, there's a treasure fleet we can steal there. Let's get this ship captured. He shot my boats, and then he captured them, and then he used my boats to hurt me. Mommy! Yeah, go to your mommy, Charlemagne. You little baby. Yeah, cry more, Charlemagne. Cry more, Charlemagne? God, that's such a good sentence. I love that sentence. It's completely unhinged. Cry to your mommy, Charlemagne. Oh, lovely. There's architecture, mastery, +1 culture and culture buildings, an extra relic. Now, speaking of migrants, yoink. Speaking of Civ 7, I think Civ 7, I think we've done enough. No, that's not a good joke. I think we've done enough. Let's grab urban planning in this episode. I've been playing for like 2 hours. I'm going to call it there. I love you all very much. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.